Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Angie and today we're going to do a tour of our tiny townhouse. It's tiny, it's not going to take you very long, but it'll give you an indication of what we're trying to do and why we're trying to simplify and downsize and why organization is so important to us, particularly in this space. So let's get started. So this is our entryway, and this is populated by two tiny tables that came to me from my grandmother, and I love them both very much. The table on your right with the green bowl of potpourri came from, it was the first piece of new furniture my grandfather purchased for my grandmother, and it's been repaired multiple times, but it's in pretty bad shape. So he's tucked up against the wall where he doesn't get a lot of use or damage, and he's really important to me, so he just kind of stays right there where he is. So when you come in, here's the television. Oops, I'm bumping into stuff. And here's the little side table. And here's the fireplace. That's the bulk of the room right there. And then our sofa. And over here is Phil's chair, back by the entrance again. His cross-stitch projects, which he works on all the time. You'll see up here are two of his pieces of cross-stitch that he does. I have pieces all over the house, and we'll go into more detail about those also. But he does a lot of artwork, and I think he's talking about starting a YouTube channel. He really likes this cross stitch, and a lot of people ask him questions about it, so he's looking into the possibility of doing more with that. But even if he doesn't, I'll showcase it here. This Afghan that you're seeing on the end of the sofa is an Afghan that my grandmother made many years ago, and it was in my mom's house for many years, and then my mom just moved to assisted living, so now we have it here, and that family connection is very important to me. When we first bought this townhouse, this wall went all the way up to the ceiling. The wall that you're looking at right now went all the way up to the ceiling, and it made the living room so dark. It was really kind of crazy. So we took that down. I wish we had lowered it a little bit more, but there's a pipe that runs right underneath of where that ledge is now. So it would have doubled the price of the renovation to bring that down even another like 4 or 5 inches. But I think at some point in the future I might do that, but we'll see. Back to the fireplace. One of the projects that I want to do is recover that fireplace. I'm thinking stacked stone, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to move this forward a little bit so we can get a different little angle here. It's floor tile is what's on there right now, and I just don't like it. This is where I sit. You see my book, my laptop's down there. We've got some artwork up there. That urn in the middle is a container that my mom had for many years that has been rather important to her. And when my father passed away and was cremated, she chose to put his ashes in there. So that's what's in there right now. This is another, you can just barely see Santa on the wall. That's another cross-stitch project that Phil has made for me. And that stays out all year, as most of his cross-stitch does. And then that's a nativity scene that he bought me several years ago that I just really love, so it stays out all the time too. Just bought this little chair the other day, and I really love it. I love the color and the lightness that it brings in, and it fills this space, it fills this space really nice. This is where we had the Christmas tree, so it fills this space up quite nicely. There's another shot of our television with some potpourri and a small flat dish there, which basically hides the cords. And again, some artwork on the wall, and that's really the entire living space. So we'll go into the kitchen next. Here's the kitchen. We have a dry erase board on the back door that goes out to the garage. We have our necessary appliances out, the crock pot, the Keurig. The Keurig is always out. Love my Keurig. The refrigerator, stove top, a few things there, some decorations above. This is really the entire kitchen. I'm standing right beside the kitchen table and in front of a set of patio doors that goes out to a small patio. So that's really the entire living space down here. Just to the left of that garage door, there is a half bathroom. It's pretty small. I'll take a picture of it at some point and insert it, but it's pretty small. Nothing spectacular, just a traditional bathroom. That coffee sign, my son bought that for me not long ago. Well, about a year ago, I guess, because everybody around here knows my addiction to coffee. So he bought that for me, and I have that up on the wall, and I just love it. It means the world to me that he's just out running around one day and notices something that he thinks that I'll like, and he picks it up for me. I mean, what mama could be asking for any more than that, right? To just be in your son's mind when he's wandering around the house, or around the city, I should say. Here's another look into the living room. Let me zoom out a little bit. So if you're at the table, this is the view you have. Got some pretties on an end table here beside the sofa. Say love and faith and hope. A crystal bowl that we received for our wedding, and some candles, crystal candlesticks that we received from our good friend Patty during our wedding 27 years ago. So that stays out all the time. And there's just another look at our kitchen. It is very tiny, but it's very nice to be able to stand in here and see into the living room and be able to talk to the people in the living room, interact with them. And it's really nice to have this wall down and have so much more light in here. Some of the improvements we've done already are taking that wall down, and then you can see we've also added crown molding. So next on our list is new flooring, and we're debating over what we want. I'm thinking we're going to do wood all the way through though, upstairs and down. And here's a little half wall that juts out between the living room and the kitchen. Just a little tiny space, but I will say having a small kitchen makes it much easier to keep clean as well. There's no way not to get a glare on this picture, but here's that Santa Claus that Phil's made for me. I collect old-fashioned Santas, and this is one of his favorites. So that's in the wall of honor there. I think I'm zoomed out as far as I can go. I am. And this is the wall that has all of our kids, all of our family pictures on it. And this goes all the way up the hallway. So we'll walk up there and I'll give you the tour of the upstairs. Here's another better look going down the stairs with all the family pictures. I'm going to turn you around real quick. This was Phil's Christmas present. Each of the grandchildren is holding a letter. And if you read them all together, it says, "We love our grandpa." And this is the upstairs hallway. Phil made that quilt for me many years ago, probably 25 years ago. Pieced it together while we were on vacation in, where were we? I think we were at Okoboji when he did that. We had gone up to Okoboji for a week, Lake Okoboji, on the northern Iowa border, and he made that quilt for me while we were on vacation. Opposite the quilt, you'll see these canvases that are all painted in a decorative design. None of them quite match. We do what we call Cousins Weekend here, where as many of the grandkids come as possible. And in this particular time, we had 9 grandkids with us, and we gave them test pots of paint of the colors of our house and let them paint whatever they wanted. And those are on the wall in our hallway. This is my office. This is where I spend the bulk of my time. And I've got some Terry Redlands up, and I've got some cross stitch that Phil's made. I've got a fireplace and some Christmas things that stay out. I've got some of the pots that I've painted. And of course my chair, my laptops. This is pretty neat. Let me grab that real quick. This is called a calming jar. So if you've seen these, you might have seen these on YouTube or Pinterest. You fill it with glitter and some glue and some hot water, and then you shake it up. And you watch it settle, and it's very soothing and very calming. And people use these as time art jars for little kids. I just find them very soothing. I have several around that I like to shake up periodically. And I have filing cabinets back there for my paperwork, and a whiteboard here, very large whiteboard here for my personal notes. This is a cane that belonged to my grandfather. It was one of the last things that he held before he passed away. He had gone outside to shovel snow and came back inside, walked into the kitchen with this cane, leaned it up against the counter and said to my grandmother, "I don't feel well." And he died pretty much instantly at that point. He had an aneurysm in his brain that nobody knew about, and when it burst, he passed away. They said he was gone before he even hit the floor. So that means the world to me, one of the very last things that he touched. And I keep that with me. I keep it very close. When I had my knee replacement surgery, I had meniscus surgery, and then several months later I had that knee replaced. Grandpa's cane was the one that I used while I was rehabbing. Just off the office is a half bathroom. It's a Jack and Jill bathroom, and it's shared with that bedroom right there. We're not going to go into that bedroom because it's Sean's, and he's an auto mechanic, a diesel mechanic, and he works nights, so he's asleep. But if you go in here and you go back here, here's the rest of that bathroom. But it's just a bathroom. And then we're back into my office, out into the hallway, past my lovely quilt. Straight ahead of us is the laundry room, and that will be one of the organizational projects that we do. And this is Sean's room, which again will be one of the projects that we do. And this is our master bedroom. When I made Phil's picture for him that said all the grandkids' names and each grandchild holding a letter that spelled out, "We love our grandpa," our kids got together and decided it wasn't okay for him to have one and me not to have one, so they made one for me also. And of course mine spells out, "We love our grandma," and I just love it. Here's my end table with all my books and stuff. Down there is a basket. I don't have a drawer on my end table, so I just use a little basket to collect all the stuff that gets stashed up there. This is my bedspread set. I absolutely love it. Came from Horseshoes. I think it's Horseshoes, might be pronounced Horseshoes. I'm not sure. It's a beautiful set, and I absolutely love it. It has buffalo check tree skirt or bed skirt that goes with it. My phone charger is poking out there. But I don't have it on because our beds are adjustable, so I don't want to put that over or under the mattress, but between the platform that rises and lowers our bed. So I need to get some Velcro and attach it to the inside of our actual bed frame. These are my books, my Christmas stuff that stays out all the time. I have for many years collected a cookie jar collection, Christmas cookie jars, and my kids have found several for me, and I have some villages up there also, some pieces to a village up there also. You might notice Grandma and Grandpa's kitten and creamer and salt and pepper shaker. Those are antiques, and those also belong to my grandparents. And just under that is the cake topper that Phil and I had on our wedding cake, again 27 years ago. There's the topper right there. I do read all my books. I read them over and over and over again. When I don't read them for a long time, then I do get rid of them, but I do read them quite often, and I do love them, so I keep them. And if we turn a little bit here, you will see our television and some more books and the dresser that belonged to my grandparents, but it matches our bedroom set, so we have that. And I have some purses stashed here. I have a purse addiction, and I don't really know what to do with it, but so I need to find a better way. There are 4 purses there, and I need to find a better way to store those. And I want to get some artwork for our walls. Wow, this is really tight. I'm not sure how I got it that tight, but not very fluid with this. I'm sorry. And again, some more pictures of our kids and some of our granddoorables, because the kids mean everything to us, obviously. And this is our master bath. Let me turn the light on so you can actually see. Not anything fancy. Got some roses framed over here and some pretty towels. Just a potty. Here's a closet, and here's my shower back here. Just a shower. Nothing too great. Nope, nothing too bad on the counter. You might notice this framework around the windows. I'm trying to get my tripod to stand still. I keep bumping into it. Sorry about that. Where's my handle? There it is. Phil actually, oh, I need to replace light bulbs. Phil put that up for me. He put it up on this mirror, and it's also on the mirror downstairs in the half bath that's just off the kitchen. I don't particularly like plain mirrors. I like them to be a little bit finished off. So he just gets some door trim molding and puts it up there for me, and I like that. I think it finishes it off. It makes it look prettier and complete, and not quite so plain as just having the raw edges of the mirror up there. We do have a walk-in closet over here, and again, that's going to be another project. Like I said, we have lots of closets to organize. Phil and I both sleep with a fan on. It gets very warm in this particular room, so we both sleep with a fan on. We have a king-size bed here, and books, and then the door going back outside. Again, there's the laundry room door, and there's Sean's door straight across from us. Again, he's an auto mechanic. He's not an auto mechanic. I keep saying that. He's a diesel mechanic, and he works nights, so he's in there sleeping, so we're not going to bother him. But I hope you enjoyed your tour of our tiny townhouse. It is very small. We did want to downsize. If you have watched some of our other videos, then you know that we came from a sprawling ranch that was way too big for us, and we didn't even use half of the space that was in that townhouse, so we decided, or in that ranch, so we decided to sell it and downsize to a townhouse. We did specifically look for a townhouse that was 2 stories, because coming from the ranch, we gained a tremendous amount of weight, and we didn't want to do that again. So we did look for stairs to give ourselves some built-in exercise, and we were fortunate enough to find a pretty ranch that works well for us. I really love that comforter set. I wish the living space were more square. The fact that it's rectangle and it has that weird bump out from the half bath by Phil's chair, It makes arranging a little bit difficult, but it works for us for the time being. I hope you guys enjoyed your tour, and I hope you hit that subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up, and we'll talk to you soon.